It's understandable that the new schedule for this flight is of utmost interest to everyone. While both sides have yet to release any official information, the flight does have backup dates on May 7th, 10th, and on the 11th. In my opinion, resolving the fuel valve problem may indeed require some time, making the weekend dates more feasible. Do you agree? If so, let me know with a yes in the comments section. If not, let me know with a no, and please elaborate on your perspective. The recent incident has undoubtedly caused disappointment, but it's important to clarify that the issue lies with the launch vehicle rather than the Starliner itself. Valve errors are a common challenge across various vehicles, as acknowledged by Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, a competitor to Boeing's Starliner, who stated, "Anything with a state, change." Fuel valve systems are indeed critical components, particularly when dealing with cryogenic fuels like liquid oxygen, which can reach extremely low temperatures such as negative 183 degrees Celsius or negative 297 degrees Fahrenheit. While Atlas V has a reputation for reliability, its launch frequency has diminished in recent years, resulting in fewer opportunities to test its systems in practical scenarios. This vulnerability isn't unique to Atlas V. Many vehicles encounter similar challenges. For instance, Starliner faced a delay in 2021 due to valve issues, and NASA's SLS rocket has been scrubbed multiple times for the same reason before launching the Artemis II mission. Even the Starship rocket and Falcon 9/Crew Dragon have experienced valve-related problems. When comparing Falcon 9 and Atlas V, I lean towards Falcon 9 as the more reliable choice at present. Falcon 9 has demonstrated reliability not only in launching Dragon, but also in numerous other missions, boasting high success rates, frequent launches, and extensive reuse capabilities. If Atlas V continues to experience issues, Boeing may need to consider using Falcon 9 for future Starliner launches. While this decision may pose challenges, it could ultimately prove beneficial for them in ensuring the reliability and success of their missions. The delay in Starliner's launch has undoubtedly incurred significant losses for Boeing, with more than 10 years passing since Boeing received the contract from NASA and 7 years since the initially scheduled first crew launch. The prolonged delays have had various impacts on both Boeing and NASA's plans and budgets. Moreover, this delay has widened the gap between Starliner and its primary competitor, Dragon. Elon Musk recently drew comparisons between Starliner and SpaceX's vehicles, highlighting disparities in price and progress. He noted that SpaceX completed its missions 4 years earlier than Boeing, attributing the delay to what he perceived as an excess of non-technical managers at Boeing. In contrast, Dragon continues to build upon its impressive track record, having launched 13 crew missions, including both NASA and private missions, and 30 cargo missions. Musk's confidence in Dragon's capabilities was evident when he remarked, "The world doesn't need another capsule. What matters is fully reusable rockets and spacecraft." Despite the recent setback, we maintain hope that NASA, Boeing Space, and ULA will swiftly resolve the issues to resume the mission promptly. Our collective aspiration is for the flight to proceed safely, accomplish all its objectives, and return the astronauts to Earth as planned. These endeavors contribute to sustaining human presence in space, advancing our exploration efforts. Please share this video to show your support for humanity's exploration endeavors. In related news concerning Starliner, Russia has recently made a notable decision regarding its participation in the capsule's flights. For some time, NASA and Roscosmos have had plans to exchange seats between commercial crew vehicles and Soyuz spacecraft for missions to the International Space Station. Since the Crew 5 mission in the fall of 2022, one seat on commercial crew missions has been designated for a Russian cosmonaut as part of a seat barter agreement reached in July of 2022 between NASA and Roscosmos. In return, a NASA astronaut receives a seat on Soyuz flights to the station, ensuring what NASA terms integrated crews, wherein there is always at least one American and one Russian on the ISS, mitigating the impact of any issues grounding either Soyuz or commercial crew vehicles. However, during the briefing on May 3rd, NASA officials indicated that it was unlikely for a Russian cosmonaut to be assigned to Starliner 1. Dana Weigel, NASA ISS program manager, stated, "We expect on the Roscosmos side, they're more likely to want to see a long-duration flight also. So we think they'll want to start to fly with us on Starliner 2. The potential absence of a Russian cosmonaut on Starliner 1 would indeed disrupt the established pattern of seat exchanges between NASA and Roscosmos. Dana explained, "We're still working through that with our Roscosmos counterparts. It's our desire to continue to do integrated crew," underscoring NASA's commitment to maintaining collaboration. She further noted that as of now, NASA and Roscosmos do not have an agreement in place for crew exchanges within the timeframe that encompasses Starliner 1. Once the demo flight proves successful and Starliner attains certification, NASA intends to alternate between that vehicle and Crew Dragon for ISS crew rotation missions. Boeing is contracted for 6 operational missions, which, following the alternating flight approach, will extend through 2030, coinciding with the scheduled retirement of the station. Moving on to China's remarkable mission to the moon on May 3rd, the country launched its complex and ambitious Chang'e 6 mission. A 57-meter-tall Long March 5 rocket lifted off from the Wenchang Satellite Launch Center at 5:30 a.m. ETC. Carrying the roughly 8,200-kilogram Chang'e 6 spacecraft into orbit. This mission aims to collect the first-ever samples from the far side of the moon, marking a significant milestone in lunar exploration. Chang'e 6 comprises a stack of 4 spacecraft, each assigned specific roles. The orbiter is responsible for guiding the mission into lunar orbit. Following this, a lander will detach and aim for a landing within the Apollo crater on the far side of the moon. Because the far side of the moon remains perpetually out of sight from Earth, a communications relay satellite, Chuiqiao-2, was launched by China in March into a specialized lunar orbit to facilitate communication between the ground and the lunar far side. Once on the lunar surface, the